First, I want to show you how you're going to go to https://cbdemo.csr.rutgers.edu and log in with the cbdemo 1 through 25. Once that's done, you'll be able to see your notebooks. About this demo. So this notebook covers joins. Here's a basic structure of a query with keywords select, from, join on, and where. Select, you select a bunch of columns. So you provide the column names from multiple tables if you like, or you can provide nothing, like with a star, you will get all of the columns. Then you have to provide the table name. So select the columns from the table name and then join with another table on some common key between the two tables. Then you have the keyword where. The condition is any condition. We'll see some of those things as we go. Now, if you need access to a Jupyter notebook, you can go to this website and use cbdemo x, where x being any number from 1 to 25, and then the password to log in. Once you log in, you will get into something like this. And you'll be able to access this demo. So let's go over some of the things that we need to do here. So the first idea is that how do we create a new database? So running this one, you will connect a database. So let's create a new database. And they should create a test.db in your folder here. So this created a new database, but it doesn't have any tables. Now we want to create a bunch of tables. Now the problem that I'm going to solve is this problem. So we have two files, the customers file with customer ID, customer name, and country, and the orders file with order ID, customer ID, and order date. You can see that the customer ID is the one that connects these two files here. So going back to our code, we are designing our schema for this, where we create the table called orders if it doesn't exist. Order ID is a character string of up to 20, and we consider that to be the primary key. Customer ID is also a character key. And then order date is a date object, which can be of the form something like this. And let's create that table. So that table was created correctly. Then we do the same thing with the customers. Like customers, we know what the fields are, what type of data we need to have. So here, customer table, customer ID, customer name, country are all character strings of up to 20. So let's create that. Now we want to make sure that these tables are added to the database. So we have this function here which will just take a connection, which we created here, connection to a database, and then execute this query, which is trying to see what the tables are. So it will call the tables in the database. So now we see orders and customers tables in the database. Now, next we will try to check content in a table. So for example, if you provide this query here, select all of the rows, all the IDs from the orders table. And let's take a look at those things. And we don't have anything in the orders table, so you're not going to see anything. Next, we can look at the fields in a database table. We don't need to do this, but let's just take a look at it to see what fields are in the orders table. So it shows you that the order ID, customer ID, and order date. Now, one of the things we do typically is to load these databases from some CSV file. So these are CSV files. So for example, the orders is in a CSV file. You can see a bunch of orders, and some orders don't have customer names. They are missing. And so what we're going to do is we're going to use this code to load the database. Define the database file, which is test.db, and then the CSV file will be in the data table. So it will be like data orders.csv, and the name of the table is the orders. So we create an engine for this database file, which is a simpler way to do it. And then we define a data frame by reading this CSV file. Now what we like to do is to write the CSV file into the database. So we're going from data frame to SQL, provide the table name, which is the orders, engine, connection is an engine, and if it exists, replace it, index is false. So with engine connect as con, so what we're going to do is to execute a command called select from table name, select and limit the things up to 20. So we just want to see 20 things. So now we run this code, we're going to see up to 20 records from this orders table. We can do the same thing with the customer table, so that's in the data folder. So now we read into the customer database, and we can see all the things. In this case, we are going to have no condition here, so it's going to show all the records. Now let's think about some queries that we can do with this. Now the first query is, I want to return a list of customer names and order dates of customers who have placed orders. So we have orders here, we have customers here. So the question would be, which customers placed the orders and what are those things? So going back to the code here, it says that select the columns. What columns you want to select? You want to select the column customer name from customers and order date from orders. And then your left hand, the main table is customers. But in order to get the order date, you have to inner join, which is more like an intersection with the orders, and on this common key, customer ID, which exists in both customers and orders table. So let's see what happens here. So what you get here is the customers and the order dates from there. Now, if you want to get the country of the customer, so what we can do is we can write the country. So for instance, I can go here and add more to this, and then customers dot country. There you go. So now you get not only the date, but also the countries for that. All right. So next query would be show all the customers, including those who did not place any orders, and with null in the order date column. So here, what we're going to do is we're going to select these two things, customer name and order date from customers, but the special thing here is left join. This means that all the customers will show up, and we do the same condition here on the key, on the customer ID and the order ID. From the orders, customer ID, from the customers, customer ID. So let's see what happens. Now here what you get is that you get all the customers are here, but there are some customers who did not place any orders. So you can see that from here, customers who didn't place any orders. So that's the application of left join. And then we have the right join. In this case, what we want to show is all the orders, including those placed by unknown customers, with the null. So here we say select the column order date, customer name, from the customers. Now this time right join. So the orders table we take all the orders. Right? And then it takes all the orders and it connects on the, just like before, and we get this. So now what you get is all the orders and the customers who place the orders, and also the orders without any customers. So you can get this from the right join. Finally, the full join is that return all the customers and all the orders, including customers without orders and orders without the customers. So in this case, again, we are doing the same thing. So we are saying get the order date, get the customer name, and from customers, do a full join on the orders and customers on the customer ID. And let's see what happens. Now we get none on both sides. So these are the orders, these are customers without orders and orders without customers. So they are all listed. Okay, so now we are going to take a look at the condition where until now we didn't have any binary Boolean conditions here. So our query is that I want to return a list of customers and order dates for customers who placed the orders in 2024. So we do the same thing. We select the customer name, order date. From the customers, we're going to do inner join because we want to see all the orders and all the customers on this customer ID from both tables. Now here's the new thing. We're going to say that the orders order date must be greater than or equal to 2024-11. That's one of the nice things about the SQL, that you can just compare something with a date string like this. And this would be very difficult in other languages to do. So here it is, we get all the orders there. Now if you change it, let's say for example, we want to have strictly less than, what do you think you would get? You're going to get the 2023 and less. I mean, if you had 2020, you would get that too. So the other thing would be that we want to return all customers from Singapore. So again, say select the customers, customer name, from the customers table. So we don't need to join in this case. So from the customers, and where the customer country is Singapore, right? Or Germany. Let's change it to Germany. Germany. And so you get customers from Germany, Timothy Clark. Now the next one, we can do the following. I want to demonstrate the use of a regular expression to find search for things based on patterns. Let's say we want to return all customers and their orders from countries that starts with a G. So we're going to get the columns customer name from customers, country from the customers, and the order date from the orders. From customers, we're going to inner join. We get the intersection of the things. On the customer ID from orders and customers, where the condition is that the customer's country, we're looking for a regular expression that starts with a G. So this means it's going to look for the countries that starts with a G, and as you can see, we got the all the orders that came from the countries that starts with a G. And for now, that's all we want to do, and we can do a lot more with this, but until next time, we'll see you then.